It's Kyrstin Onaga with Pierce Conservation District, and welcome to South Prairie Creek Preserve. Today we are going to talk a little bit about live staking. You're able to take cuttings from those branches or trees and cut all the little twigs off and stab them into the ground. And from these little nodes here, over here, they shoot out roots. And it's a really quick, easy, and cheap way to reforest an area. So live stakes, traditionally speaking, are about a finger's width and 1 to 2 feet long. They do pretty well. However, within recent years, we've discovered that bigger is better. Large diameter, long poles. I know this one's about six feet tall. I know, because I am. Once you're done cutting these branches off of your trees, you don't just want to stake them in the ground with all of the branches and twigs coming off of them. Instead, you want to take some loppers or something of the sort and cut them off. Alright, so once we are done kind of cutting off all of the branches and twigs that are on the stick, you're going to want to use your nodes as guides. These nodes will be the producers of those roots and so we don't want to cut it off to the point where, like, if you cut it here, you're kind of missing nodes here. So you're going to want to cut after the node and straight. When you have a straight top, it'll help you distinguish which part of the actual stake goes into the ground. So your top, you're going to want to cut flat. And then on the bottom, you're going to use a handsaw, or you can try your best with a lopper to cut at an angle. It helps cut through the soil a little bit easier for installation. And now we're ready to install. Where are we installing these, you may ask? We want somewhere close enough to the water where it has access to the water even during the summer. So along stream banks, really good option. Moist soils, also a really good option. Wetland areas as well. For these guys here, the smaller ones, you can genuinely find some soft ground and drive them into the ground as far as you can, making sure that it won't go in anymore, but you have about half of it in there, if not more. If you want good measures, you can take your mallet and see if you can drive it in any further. We may have hit a rock or something there because it's not wanting to go in anymore, but we have one of our large diameter live stakes. I have shoved it into the ground as much as possible, but it stopped here, and we need it to go at, like, we want it at least here, if not higher. So I have my T-post pounder, and we're just gonna drop it. So a couple other methods that rock bars are really nice, especially for those smaller diameter traditional live stakes that you're seeing, because there's a lot of heft to them and they go into the ground pretty easily. So you're able to get into the ground quite a bit, and then you'll be able to fill that hole in with your live stake, push it to the sides a little so that the soil is touching the live stake. Alternatively, we have shovels in which you can dig a small diameter hole and then put the live stake inside of that hole and fill all the remaining air pockets with soil. I personally think that it's a little bit more work than it's worth. So if you can drive the stake in, that's the easiest way to go about it. But happy live staking.